today, because I'm going to be doing some repairs on my jeans, I thought I would do a quick video to show you how to darn your jeans to make sure you can make them last a little bit longer. So, as you can see, I have quite a bit of wear. That was my cat's tail, by the way. Quite a bit of wear on my pocket there. So you can see my fingers coming out, and that is because I wear a macrame chain with my keys on it, and I put those in my back pocket. And I also have a little bit of damage to the front here, that you can see there, which is from when I used to wear a bum bag every day. It was a crumpler one, so it was really hard wearing and kind of wrecked a lot of my clothes. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of embroidery thread, and I'm going to show you how to darn the fabric to make sure it covers the hole and makes it a little bit stronger. Right, as you can see, I've threaded a medium needle with some embroidery thread, and I'm just going to quickly show you how to run up a little quick knot. So if you hold the thread onto the needle like that, wrap it around 3 or 4 times, hold the needle, put the coil into your thumb and forefinger, and then wiggle it over the eye, and if it doesn't stick, pull it all the way down to the end, and that will leave you with a perfect little knot. Where are you? Perfect little knot at the end of your thread, and that will be there to stop it from coming out. You're probably going to see one of my cats, by the way. He's very interested in what I'm doing right now. So to start with, put your needle through the hole and bring it quite far away from the hole that you're trying to darn. Flatten down any fibres and start by doing a running stitch up and down, catching where you can into the gap and taking it further than you normally would. This is because you're creating a kind of fabric. And then gently pull it through. So as you can see, there's a line going through the fabric there. So next, you want to take it across and just hook underneath very closely and take it in the opposite direction of the running stitch you did previously. This is basically creating the start of your weft, your left to right weft. Keep repeating this process. And don't worry if it's not even, because you're going to be filling the gaps in when you go the other direction. So as you can see, I have repeated that all the way down to the bottom of the hole, expanding it further where there was a little bit more weakness and you can feel that the fabric's getting a bit thin. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the thread in the opposite direction. And don't worry if you run out of thread, you can always tie it off and add a little bit more later. So I'll show you how to do that now. So starting from where you are, you can take your needle to go over and under each of the threads like you're weaving. Don't worry, there will be gaps, but these will fill in once you get further up the weaving. Basically, we're trying to make a nice, thick, strong fabric, so it's not necessarily about how beautiful your weaving is. As we have a couple of bits down this side here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue doing this area and then take it over here to do this, and then carry on with this side. Continuing with the idea of keeping it close to the other one and weaving in the same over and under pattern. building up a strong fabric. Remembering to take it further out into the pocket so that it keeps the strength. I'm going to do another row down here and then have a feel to see how strong it is at that point. I have to remember that it's got to hold my keys in. And it will be hard, don't worry, when you go through some of the threading that already exists, but a little twisting and a little bit of tugging and you should get that through nicely. So as you can see, that's pretty strong there, so I'm going to take this over and under to the next part so I can start going across this section here. You'll find that it gets a little bit difficult around the area that's a hole, so just keep going with the over-under pattern and that will help to build the fabric up. And there you go, as you can see I've taken it all the way across. You might notice it still seems a little bit fluffy and a little bit weak in the middle there where there was a large hole, so what I'd recommend for this point is to take a couple of rows diagonally across. As it's a pocket, it's better to have it stronger than weaker, because obviously I'm going to be carrying my keys in there again. So just to make it that little bit stronger, do the same idea by taking it over and under in opposite ways, which will start getting a bit stiff to pull through because you are making the fabric thicker. And keep repeating until it feels like your fabric is nice. It's nice and sturdy. Often it only takes a few just to build up that little area. But the embroidery thread's pretty strong anyway, so that should give it a good holding. And when you're happy with your thickness, take the thread through into the pocket, bring the pocket around. As you can see, it's pretty flat, so it's not going to be snagging on your keys or anything you're putting in your pocket. And go through a couple of the threads, just like that, and pull it through. That's just to secure it to the back. And then repeat and use your thread to wrap around the needle twice, hold it in place there, and pull your needle through. And that creates a nice little knot to finish it. To keep it neat, run the needle through the back of some of the stitches, which it won't show on the other side because of your darning there, and pull your needle through. You can do a quick second thread through just to secure it, and then trim the end. And there you have a lovely darned pocket. If you still have some of the fluffy ends here, you can just trim those carefully down so you don't cut your threads, and that will just neaten it off that little bit more and leave you with your perfectly darned pocket.